I got back from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, and the time before this last time, I really did well. I choked some people out. I felt like a champion. Then I go in this time, and I got my ass handed to me. I didn't do so well. And I was reflecting, like, this is a great image, of the Christian life, of God's will for us. It teaches Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teaches humility because it parallels exactly what it means to be a Christian. Sometimes we're walking chaste in our chastity, we're walking with the Lord, and then we feel, like so connected with God, and you just wait because you're going to fall again. And in the same way, like, maybe this is God's will for us, is to, not like be walking on water, like so successful, having everything that we want, and always feeling like a champion, and like that we're God's little saints. And then at the same time, not always living in like a destitute, like miserable, sinful, like, oh, woe is me sort of place. But it's actually for us to cycle from here to there. It's to be exalted and to be humbled, and then humbled and then exalted again. It is from receiving the cross and dying and then being raised, and then receiving the cross and dying and then being raised. It's that cycle that we learn to truly appreciate God, that we learn to truly love God, that we truly learn to love and respect people. And in fact, if we only lived in this state, we would never be saved. We would never be saved because we would be so proud, so elated with ourselves that we would never need God. If God gave us exactly what we wanted in our imagination, that's what the devil wants to do. Give us exactly what we want, curated just for our needs. Like, that's what pornography is, right? That's what social media is doing. That's what the internet's doing. It's like, let's just curate everything just for me. And no, that's not God's will for us. We would never be saved that way. And we'd also not be saved in the opposite way of just being, feeling like we're just pieces of shit the whole time. It's actually in the cycle of being the person that chokes people out and also being the person who gets choked out. Like, it is in that cycle that we learn to grow and to love God. Like, that's God's will for us, is to exist in that place. In fact, any sort of healthy relationship, anything that's good in life, puts us in the cycle of exaltation, humiliation, and back and forth over and over again. They asked the monk one time, someone asked the monk who was, outside of the monastery for a while, I was like, what do you even do up there? And the monk just said, we fall, and then we get back up. And we get back up again, and we fall again. We fall, we get back up. That's all we do. That's what God's will is for us.